can you break down the emotions of being in the movie theater and what you saw?
Yeah. So, for one, I was tipsy. I
Mm.
was drunk, okay? I was having a great time. But to walk in that bathroom and you look directly at me like you seen a ghost. You know what I'm saying? And you're there with her. No nothing. To me it's like a slap in the face. You know what I'm saying? My emotions was I felt less than. I felt I just didn't feel worthy at all. It was just like, dang, like this.
Thank you for tuning in. I'm Crystal Marie, and today I'm here with Paula, Paula P, as I like to call her.
Period.
How you doing today, girl? You look good.
Girl, you look good. Let me tell you, I'm so proud of you, friend.
Thank
My girl
you.
doing her big one. Period.
It's too soon. It's too soon to get emotional. It's too soon.
We gonna hold it
I
together.
ain't even made it.
Look, my eyes already getting watery.
Okay, well, we need to make sure the people on standby for
They got
tissue.
with the tissue. We need the
With the
tissue. The Kleenex.
But we always got to do it. This is a social moment. This is a social hour. You're like a socialite. You like to socialize and, you hang out and, you look cute and pretty. You know how to dress, all of that, your body tea. We're gonna have a drink. We're gonna make some wine. So let's pour it up. We got some, what is this? Some Merlot, some red wine. I don't know, but
You know I love me some good red wine.
yes.
Now clock that.
And you just let me know when you good.
Girl.
Because I know I can feel this cut to the rim.
I'm going to say I'm good for the camera.
Okay. Well, I'm going to get a little bit more. All right. Now we good. We good.
Yeah.
And we're going to cheers. And we're going to get into it.
Period.
Period.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
That's perfect. So, what has life been like for you these days, girl? Like, what's going on?
Girl, life has been really good. Like, I'm at the most peace I've ever been in life. Like, it's so crazy. Like, you know, everything that transpired last year and over the years, the breakup, like friends passing away, it was just like really traumatic for me.
It's a lot.
It was definitely a lot. And then when you get tired of being in that sunken place, you're like, what am I gonna do next? Because I was already like had a connection with God. So it's like, let me get my spiritual journey even closer. Like I feel like God was like, I need you to trust me and release people. But if you're not gonna release them, I'm gonna release them for you.
Especially when you pray to him about it.
I'm trying to tell you.
He gonna do it and he gonna do it quick. He gonna do it. He gonna do it. He gonna do it quick. So how has the journey been finding yourself spiritually? Like, can you like break that down? Like,
Yeah. So basically, I would keep a journal. Like I have journals back from 3 years ago. And that was therapeutic for me. But what really did it was I was like, you know what? I'm going to get off social media. I'm going to fast. Like, I'm going to get into my Bible. I'm going to read. I'm going to study the word. I'm going to meditate. I'm going to sit in silence and just like have a connection with God. Like just me and God, nobody else. So I went through a season of isolation. And then it was like God was like, do therapy. So then I started going to therapy, buying books that can like enhance my mindset, like my emotions, how I was feeling. And after going through that, it was just like, it wasn't an easy journey. Like you think like you go to therapy, you think that because you're in your Bible, like everything is going to turn around like overnight. But then shit gets worse.
so how was therapy at first for you?
So the first time, really my first day in therapy, I cried. I cried the whole time. We probably talked for like the last 20 minutes, but I just let it out. I would say like the second time of going to therapy, it was like me venting. And I remember you calling me And me and you was on the phone. I was like, I really like my therapist, but by the time that third visit, I was like, look, I call my best friend if I need a vent. I need you to help me. Like, what is next?
Right.
So then I actually went through my insurance and was like going through different just going through different therapies. And I seen this guy, Dr. Brown, and I was like, you know what? Let me try. Maybe I need it from a male perspective. And I went to Dr. Brown, and he just made me, like, from the time I walked in and told him what I had going on, he was like, what the F is wrong with you? And, you know, I'm like, what you mean? Like, what's going on?
He clocked your teeth.
Oh, he definitely clocked that T.
Shout out to Dr. Brown.
Thank you, Dr. Brown.
Thank you, Dr. Brown. Thank you.
And I was like, what you mean? He was like, you don't love yourself. He was like, if you love yourself, you wouldn't allow yourself to even go through half the things you even went through. Like, you would have knew to walk away the first time, not the second or third time, but the first time. And during that moment, it was more so like accountability. Like, he taught me accountability, and not really so much so putting the blame on people. It was like, you know, you can't blame them for like hurting you because they control what they do. You don't control what they do, but you do control what you do.
What you would accept. Yeah.
And you know, having that reality check, I was like, you know what, I want different for myself. So I would pray, I would talk to God, I'd be like, God, what you want from me? And he was just like, I still want you in isolation. I don't want you to date. I don't want you to do any of that. I just want you to be by yourself. And for a long time, like, I felt lonely. I would see stuff on social media. People would come back and tell me stuff, and it would just be like, dang, this is like crazy. Like, when you love somebody, how it's so easy for a person to just move the way they
move and act like you ain't.
Like, you just don't
exist.
exist.
You know where I'm getting with.
Mm-hmm.
You really like, because when you spend a certain amount of time in a certain situation, especially relationships and sometimes friendships and jobs and all of that, when it's over, the next day is like, it's hard.
It was so hard. Let me tell you, the hardest part for me, and you probably remember this, it was the day I was like, you know what, I'm not going to stay in bed today. Like, I'm going to get up, I'm going to do a self-care day. I'm going to take myself, I'm going to go to the Sephora, buy makeup, buy me some new perfume. I'm going to take myself to the movies. And I remember I had went and seen Beyonce. And, you know, by then, I was still wrapped up in my emotions. Like, God, like, please put us back together. Like, this, that, and the third. Like, make it work. And I remember when I was in there, I was doing so good. I was feeling good. But the moment the movie was over, I ran slap into these people.
Okay, so moving along, what does a normal day look like for Paula now? Not the old Paula, but the new Paula. And we're going to get to the old Paula, but what does a normal what does a normal day look like?
The normal day for me is just work. My son, you know, he's a senior this year.
Shout out to Dre.
He's a senior, so I be really busy with him because a lot of the stuff they're doing their senior year is starting early, like senior dues and senior trips and all of that. Pictures and all that. So it's just work. It's just being a mom. But for the most part, like, it just feels good to wake up in the morning. Before I start my day, I pray and I talk to God before I even touch my phone and just vibe.
And you don't feel that heaviness.
None.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I'm completely healed. Like, I'm really happy. Like, even if I don't have nobody, which I do. If I didn't have anybody, I would be okay with being by myself. Like, if my boyfriend was to say, I just don't want us to be together no more, like this, that, and third, I would be okay.
You wouldn't go through the things that you went through before, like coming out of something that was like 8 years, 6 years, whatever, however long it was. Like, you wouldn't go through those emotions right now, and because you're taking care of yourself before you accepted somebody else. Which is very important. So how's work?
Girl, work.
I mean, like
it's work is my work. Like, okay, so I remember my friend Corey. Rest in peace to Corey.
Rest in peace.
He's always tell me, if your personal life isn't good, your work life isn't going to be good. It got to be a balance. And so when I started getting my personal life good, my work life has been great. It seems like ever since stuff started turning around for me, it's just opportunity after opportunity, blessing after blessing. So it's like God was like shifting some things. Like I just needed
But you
you
know
to listen.
why though? Because you was obedient.
Very.
In that time of pain, you didn't like force what he didn't want for you. Because like I told you, when God does not want you to be somewhere, he's not gonna bless you. He's not gonna bless no mess. Okay?
It ain't.
First of all. So when you was obedient through the pain and you still was in pain and you found a way to heal and properly take care of yourself, because it took time. It took
Well, it
time.
took some
And
time.
I can vouch for that. I know that it took time for you to heal. And when you do that, now he can give you the blessings because you were obedient. You know what I'm saying? So everything that it is that you want, everything that you are trying to achieve, regardless of, even if you try something and it don't work out for you, that doesn't mean that God is not trying to bless you. It's just not for you. But
Exactly.
any blessing that God got for you, he gonna give it. You know?
Exactly.
So
But I gotta give you kudos too, best friend, because you was there through it all, and I gotta thank you because people say they don't need people, but God give us people for a reason. Like we all need somebody. Like we could rely on him, but you need those people too. And even when you probably wasn't feeling like your strongest, like you was pouring into me. So I just thank you for being there, like through all them
I
fucked up
always
relationships.
I always hope that me being there and saying what I saying was received in the right way, because like my personality. It's like
You don't care. Okay? You will walk away from somebody. You don't care how long you been with them.
it's just I want you to appreciate yourself. Like if somebody is doing something that don't make sense, and if it points like if it's a duck and it walk like a duck and it quack like a duck, it's a duck. And I be wanting everybody to understand that like if somebody is in your face and they're showing you like and they're doing things that say I don't really care about you. I don't care
Right.
about how you feel. I don't care about you crying. I don't care about your emotions. I don't care about none of that. If they are doing that, they don't care. Hello? They don't care.
They don't.
So I'm going to tell my friends, anybody that I love, anybody out there that I care about, leave it alone. Move on from it because they playing with you. And I know in certain situations you can be, hurt. You can be vulnerable. You can be, just at your lowest. And I never ever want to kick nobody while they down because that's not what I do. But at the same time, I don't want to feed the things that are going to put you back into delusion.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of friends do that because I'm your friend, I'm on your side. Oh yeah, they still like you. They still love you. They still, they still fuck with you or whatever.
Them people don't like you for real. You used to always say that.
It's
They
just
move like that, they don't like you.
It's a lot of waste of time.
Yeah.
Because that gut feeling that you get when they do certain things is real.
Yeah.
Don't ever ignore the gut feeling.
But you know what? Also, I'm not giving nobody 3 years of my life and you ain't proposed to me because at this moment it's like I'm not wasting any more years.
But you still want to get married?
I do still want to get married. I do believe in love. Can't nobody make me feel differently about love because there's great people out there because my boyfriend is one. Clock it.
Period.
I've been knowing that man. Listen, we've been knowing each other since I was 14. We started like dating like around like when I was about 19, 20, 21, like around that age. We always kept like a friendship. Like we always had a friendship. Like he never disrespected me. I never had any problems like anybody coming up to me in any kind of way. It was just like during that time I was just a little hot girl. I was just out having fun. I wasn't really too much focused on a relationship. I just had like, my little one too.
Your little one too. Girl. Okay, so with your man, y'all want some kids. Cause Dre about to be like, I'm grown, mama.
Right.
So you want a baby?
I do want a baby. He wants a baby too. And he
Okay.
wants marriage.
Okay, I'm TT. I'm TT. I'm auntie. I love
Don't
that.
play with it.
What you want, a boy or girl?
I want a girl.
Yeah, because you got a boy already. But if you have a boy, you'll still be happy.
I'll still be happy.
Yeah.
Then we just have to try again.
But you give boy mom.
I do.
Yeah, like.
You know, boys are easy. Well, I know my son was easy. Like, kept him busy, that type of thing. He's still, like, he 18, he don't give me no problem. That boy drive to school. He drive to work.
He drive.
Oh, he drive. Skirt.
When Dre started driving?
Since he got that license. Dre, he's driving to school, drive to work. Like, I be so amazed. Like, this is really my child. Like, I really have an 18-year-old. He talks about college.
I remember when Dre was like 6 or 7, and you would be like, Dre, come here and do that dance. You was them mamas back then. You know, when they be like, mamas always
like, do that dance. come show them that little dance you be doing.
And he'll come up there and he'll just do it. And, like, he is grown now, and it's, like, it's crazy.
It is
Life
crazy.
Is, like, it's just not playing. It's moving.
That's why I'm, like, it's crazy because my child, like, he be so big on, like, working and, like, talking about school. And, like, for his senior trip, they were supposed to go to Greece for 9 days. But him and his friends want to go to Japan. So me and all the moms was like, okay, well, we're going to go ahead and get their passports next month. And then we'll go ahead and all just put in money every single week or every other 2 weeks. And pay for them to do that as a graduation present.
That's an experience. Like, I want to go to Japan.
I mean, Drake goes somewhere every time school turns out. Like, he went, when school turned out this year, he went to Vegas for a whole week. Like, what child, go to Vegas for a whole week?
I mean, I went to Vegas, but it wasn't a whole week.
He was out
like Dre. I'm trying to get like Dre.
Dre was doing he was doing a collect, what they do in church when they pass the little plate, the collection plate. He was doing that to the family. Grandma dropped $500 in there. His other grandma dropped $300 in there. His aunties was dropping money. Great grandmothers was dropping money.
Well, I'm saving up now, so when graduation come, I need to drop a little something on Dre.
Little one too.
Little one too. But shout out to Dre. You know, we proud of you. Me and your mom and a whole lot of other people. And you're about to graduate, and you're about to start life as a black man in America.
A strong black man.
It's a very strong black man, educated black man. So,
clock it.
Keep striving for your goals because I believe in you. We believe in you. And you can do whatever it is that you want to do. So, since we're talking about men, I'm about to ask you about this man versus woman trend that's going on right now because we on the internet, we on social media, and you see it.
Definitely see it.
How you feel about it? Like what's your take on it? Like, why do you think it's happening?
I feel like just for entertainment purposes.
Do you like entertainment? You think, okay, so if you read the comments and you see women comments and they negative towards men, and you see men comments negative towards women, you think it's for entertainment, or you think I think it's just how they feel, but I think it's like they're being mentally persuaded. I
just feel like people that always have something negative to say with people that's having fun doing something, they're not happy with themselves. Like, it's plenty of times I see shit on the internet I don't like, but I don't go comment. Yeah, like, I keep going, like, that's what they like, so I'm gonna come and say something negative for it.
Yeah.
But I actually think the 20 versus 1 the balloon shit is funny as hell.
I love 20 versus 1. I'm not really a big fan of the balloon pop only because I don't. It's like with the balloon pop, it's personal. You know what I'm saying? Like, I come out and you just boom, pop my balloon. And you don't know me. You know what I'm saying? And it's cool because at the instant look of like looking at me, you just instantly didn't like what you saw, which was fine. But I don't want to be in that space. You know what I'm saying? So I don't like the balloon pop. But I love the 20 versus 1.
I ain't gonna lie, baby. Put me on the balloon pop, because, baby, I'm pop that balloon every single time. I ain't trying to pop. Like.
No, but if you a guest and you walk out and they pop the balloon.
Oh, I'm going to laugh. I'm like, dang. Like, you know how, like, when people, like, even the ones, like, as soon as they come out, people be popping the balloon. Like, I love the ones that come out laughing, like, dang, y'all just going to pop the balloon? Like, I love that because it's like they're confident within themselves, so they don't care about it. They just like, this is funny. They're not taking it serious.
It just be seeming so combative. Like, people walk out, they pop the balloon, then they be like, oh, okay, well, why did you pop your balloon? Then they say something that don't make sense. Oh, your pants was too tight, or
Yeah.
oh, I don't like your haircut. Like, it just be like weird stuff, and it's just like,
See,
it's just
now
weird.
Now that's petty.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's
Now
the stuff that.
Now, if your haircut is,
But then it's like the people that got the balloon popped on them, then they come back and they say something to insult the person that popped the balloon just because they felt some type of way because the balloon got popped on them. So it's like I be watching
that be lame. That be so lame because it just be like, those are people that can't take rejection at the end of the day. So like a person that's content with themselves, they're not gonna care if other people find them attractive or
unattractive. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, dang, that must have hit. That's a trigger statement. So they must have went through something to where they was always rejected in school or whatever the case may be. But yeah, that's an insecurity because ain't no way. Okay. You think just because a person pop a balloon and then they be like, I just don't like you because I feel like you wear too much makeup. I would be like, okay, that's your preference.
Well, you know what? I'm glad I even asked you that question because it makes me look at it in a different way. Because for me, it's like, I guess because I'm so freaking nice. Mm-hmm. I don't be wanting to hurt nobody's feelings. You know what I'm saying? And it's not even about hurting people's feelings because a preference is a preference. Mm-hmm. So it does make sense. So I never looked at it that way. But I might watch a few of them then.
Cause I got my preference.
I know, I do too.
I
do too. But I ain't never been like a dating show, like all that type of person. But I think 20 versus 1 is funny because I just be feeling like people come on there and they just be like, sometimes they be serious and sometimes they be trolling. I be thinking it be funny. I don't know.
I think it's funny too. Like I said, just entertainment purposes. There's nothing wrong with it. Whoever came up with it,
kudos. Like,
we might everybody doing it.
We might need to do a little balloon pop.
Yes.
Yeah. Have you as a host and,
and I would do it.
Yeah, because you like it. You like it. I like the 20 versus 1. You like the balloon
and
pop.
I like the balloon pop.
Let's collab.
Come on. Period. Best friend edition.
Okay, so now we gotta get serious.
Okay, come on. You about to make me cry? You know I'm sensitive.
Okay. It's okay. It's okay. Just hear me out. Mm-hmm. What's the... And I don't want to be insensitive asking this because I don't like to ask this in the form of a question. But pain. Let's talk about that. The worst pain you've experienced.
We said nothing left off the table. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to give you just that. The worst pain I ever went through was embarrassment by a person that I thought love me, right? So I understand, like, my version is I understand relationships. You go through stuff, you get through stuff. Everything is not glitter and gold. However, when you see how people move, you know what I'm saying? Like, you be knowing shit in the back of your mind. Like, your intuition tell you everything you need to know. And a person will still make you feel like you crazy, you insecure, and the whole time they doing it. The worst pain for me was that day I walked in that movie theater because I tried to think of a benefit, give it a benefit of a doubt. Like, this is really her best friend. That's all it is. Like, maybe I'm tripping. Maybe I'm letting what people saying get in my ear. But no, what people were saying was true.
Can you break down the emotions of being in the movie theater and what you saw?
Yeah. So... For one, I was tipsy. I was drunk, okay? I was having a great time. But to walk in that bathroom and you look directly at me like you seen a ghost. You know what I'm saying? And you're there with her. No, nothing. To me, it's like a slap in the face. You know what I'm saying? My emotions was, I felt less than. I felt, I just didn't feel worthy at all. It was just like, dang, like this, I'm going to be honest. I was mad at God. Me and God had a conversation in the car, and I was like, I do right by people. I look out for people. Like, I really, I'm not going to say, like, I'm perfect or nothing. I done did some shit just out of retaliation to people. You know what I'm saying? But it was just more so, like, I really try to do right. I'm in my Bible. I'm journaling. I'm spending time with you. I'm doing my praise moments. Like it was times that I was suicidal and you got me out of that darkness that I was in. But yet you keep allowing me to get hurt and to be played with. Like why are you allowing this? Why are you blessing the very people that's hurting me? And I'm doing everything that I could possibly do that's right. But one of the things I remember I watched a video, and I want to say that it came from Megan, the one that has Totality. I was watching her podcast, and she was like, when you try to walk with God, your whole life has to shake up. You're going to feel like it get worse before it even gets better. And I remember I was just sitting up. It was like 4 o'clock in the morning, and I was just crying and talking to God and just letting him know how angry I was that he was allowing me to be embarrassed. Like, I wasn't discussing nobody. I wasn't talking to nobody. I was staying to myself. But yet people was lying on my name. People was saying that I was doing X, Y, Z. And I'm like, God, where is this coming from? Because I'm to myself. I'm not even interacting with people. I'm not even interacting with my friends. So why you keep allowing me to go through this? But, you know, I just remember just feeling in a dark place. Like, I was like, I just don't want to date no more. Like,
Because that moment was a confirmation moment for you.
Oh, it definitely was a
When you walked
confirmation.
in that, when you walked in that
When I
bathroom.
walked in there.
Because the situation had already transpired. Like, y'all had already said, oh, well, I'm done, like, all this other stuff, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
And then when you walked in and you seen what you already was hoping wasn't really what it was, that was confirmation. So that hurt more than the actual separation. The confirmation hurt more.
Oh, yeah, the confirmation definitely hurts worse. Because it's like, you got to think about it. This is the person that you're with almost 7 years. So now that you decided to move out, y'all not living in the same household anymore, but you guys agreed to try to make y'all relationship work. And then a person just did a complete 360 and you're trying to figure out what's going on, because we both, not just me, but we both agreed to try to make it work on the relationship just for me to get shitted on, basically. But even during that moment, the confirmation did hurt worse, because it's like you have no choice but to move on. But then you go through a process where you're like grieving all over again. But you're grieving a person that's still alive. You know?
You're grieving, you're not grieving the person, you're grieving the relationship. Because the person is the person. But what y'all shared together is what's no longer. Because they're still going to, you know, go on and do whatever they decide to do in life, be with whoever they decide to be with. But you have to heal from losing them.
And what I would tell you is, I'm probably about to get emotional, but I felt like that put me in a position to trust God more. And it's just like, dang, God, you love me that much. Like, I feel like God was telling me, even like years back, like we were talking about 2-3 years ago, when I'm already on a path with God, and God is saying, I want you to leave this relationship. This relationship has no substance, no value for you. And you're like, but I love them. I can't walk away from them. And then you find yourself, it was definitely hard. But what was harder for me was having to be okay without an apology. That was hard for me. And when I tell you, I said, God, like, I promise I will, you know, I will walk, I will be more obedient, I will have more discipline, I will make sure that when it comes to people that I pay attention more to you. Like, I pray about it before I just jump in with anybody. But God really sat me down and stripped everybody away from me. Like, to where I had nobody but him to rely on. And I was just like, dang, no matter how many times I talk to people, like talk to my friends, talk to you, and try to vent about it, Nothing worked. The hardest part for me was having my son have to see me that emotional to where he felt like, now I feel like I hate this person, to where you have to go and say,
well, like Dre was, it wasn't just you in a relationship with that person. Dre was in a relationship as well, and the relationship wasn't the same, but it was very important. It's like a parental figure.
You know what's so crazy is he told me, he said, he was like, she reached out to me and told me that no matter what you and her go through, that she always going to love me, be there for me and everything. And then he said he found himself to where he would have to reach out to her, not the other way around. So then he just removed her. And for me, it's like, okay, I can deal with how a person does me, but what I can't tolerate is how a person move when it comes to my child. And how because he has feelings at the end of the day. Just like as those years I was with you, he was with you too.
Yeah.
So
that's the point that I'm making. It was a relationship for him too, and it was more of a parental one. And parental relationships are definitely different because these are people that we look up to and we look to for protection, just for guidance, for everything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I know that it was a shift and a change for him as well because he went from one age to he's soon going to be considered a grown man.
Yeah.
And it just had to be like completely done. But he was able to make that decision off of the actions of that individual.
Exactly.
You know? So I really wanted to know, had your relationship with God always been great? But, I'm still going to let you answer that. But I heard you say that you was angry with him at one point, but that's a normal, valid feeling. You're gonna. That's just like we have our parents and we love them, and then sometimes we so angry. Like you can love and be upset with somebody at the same time, but just in general, like how has your relationship with God been like? Before you was with this individual, like, do you feel like you've always had like a connection spiritually with God, or is it better now because you went through a storm of having to rely on him and him guiding you, because you build relationships how you build relationships, and even with God. So how has that been for you? Has it always been great?
I feel like at the beginning, because I always had a relationship with God, but I found myself trying to figure out how to maneuver with God. Like, it's so many things that people say that make you be like, you know what? You have this perception of God, and then it's your perception of God. Then I found myself at one point going to several different churches because I couldn't connect to the pastor. I felt like if I couldn't connect to the pastor, then it's no reason for me to go to your church because I'm not taking away anything. Then I would feel guilty for going to church and not learning anything or having a takeaway. So then I started going to Pastor Goodman at Tabernacle, and I'm like, okay, I could connect to him.
Shout out to Pastor Goodman.
Clock it. But I love Pastor Goodman. And then I started looking at other preachers online. The very first pastor online I connected to was Bishop T.D. Jakes. And then I moved to Sarah. And then I started connecting to Michael Todd. He's more of a visual pastor, and I really like that about him. And then I started getting the more I got deeper into my spirituality with God, then it was like, okay, here comes the Jerry Flowers, the Darius Daniels, Pastor Phillips. Those different types of pastor preach directly from the Bible. They don't sugarcoat anything. So they talk about everything. And for me, it was just like, okay, I need this. I don't need a pastor that's going to revolve around engagement or the influence and as you know, like social media is big, like the following and that type of thing. So you're going to be mindful of what you say. Like if we put, for example, what the Bible says about homosexuality, and
That's
then
mentioned,
yeah,
mentioned
and
that.
then you have some pastors that's scared to touch on it. And I was always the type of person like, don't be scared to touch on it, talk about it. Like, you know, like if it's in the book, it's in the book. Like we all know like what we doing. You don't have to sugarcoat it, and then come in and apologize. It's just like you don't have to disrespect anybody, but preach what's in the Bible.
And that's always been like a main thing for me, and like because I grew up in a church with the pastor that never sugarcoated anything. Like he preached on everything. We didn't celebrate Christmas growing up, like none of that, because everything that he preached, he said if you can't show it to me in the Bible, he said don't preach it. And everything that he preached he could show. So how can I argue with somebody that can show me the word? You know what I'm saying? But I've always been a person that respected everybody's opinions. You know what I'm saying? I lived my life based on what made me happy. And if something made me happy at that time, I did it. But I didn't judge or get upset with anybody because they didn't agree with my lifestyle. If you don't agree with my lifestyle, I respect you. Just don't disrespect me.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Because you might have a different type of belief, and if it's how you connect with God spiritually, I'm never gonna be that person that come in and be like, oh,
Never.
you know, like you wrong because you believe X, Y, Z. You cannot chastise or point the finger at a person because of what they believe spiritually, like that they, that they study and that they're taught. But if they are being disrespectful and hurtful to you, that's a different thing. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like a lot of people have to learn how to take their feelings out of whatever it is that they're doing that other people don't agree with. If you don't agree with it, it's fine. But just don't disrespect me and don't make me feel uncomfortable. In my life, in my past, even my own parents, they had to understand that,
Exactly.
And I was never upset or angry with anybody who didn't agree with anything that I did.
Exactly.
So I understand that point.
And what is it when it's like I'm trying to think of the word when they tell you when you move in life, you move more of it start with a D. Discernment.
Yeah.
You walk more. I would say I have so much more discernment than I have before. Even like when I said, okay, I'm gonna start dating. It's like I never announced that I was single, but it was just like the pouring. When you see the different types of people that's in, I mean, like very attractive people, but my discernment was like,
no,
you're not
for
even,
you.
you can't even get my time. You can't even get a reply.
They're not for you.
I'm trying to tell you, it was like God was telling me, no, you're gonna be praying your way out of that situation too. So it has to feel like I said. Anybody I have dealings with, I have to make sure it's aligned with God. Like I have to make sure that okay, if we're gonna start dating God, if this person is not who I need to be talking to and they do not align with me, remove them.
Okay.
And I'm gonna say it every single time.
Do you think it's important to know how to be happy alone?
Can I cuss?
Yeah.
Fuck yes. Okay. Look, it's definitely important. Like, if you don't know how to be by yourself, it's never going to work with anybody. But I used to be that person that always had to be with somebody. Like, the moment I get out of a relationship, I jump right back into another relationship.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you already know. Baby, but I love you in 72 hours.
I just want to know, like, I really wanted to know your view of it today as, versus 10 years ago. Because I already know. I already know.
You definitely
That's all I gotta say is I already know. But yeah.
But
I'm glad that you view it that way now, because it just shows a lot more awareness in the type of people that you're gonna accept. Because if you can be happy alone, then you're not just gonna accept anything. But if you somebody that just needs somebody, you're gonna be out here talking to all the wrong people.
I'm trying to tell you, but it's all about continuous growth, right? So as a woman, you shouldn't want to be in the same situation you was from yesterday.
You always should want to
6 months
elevate and
ago.
be better.
Exactly.
Right.
So like it's all about like what my therapist say, accountability. Like you got to see what's wrong with you, what your traits are, so you can be better. So when you, it's easy for you to recognize those traits.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm I'm at a point where I'm like, dang, this is what peace feel like. Like where I don't need, we always be like, I just need somebody to be my peace. No, I need you to add to my peace. Like I
Right.
want you to add to it, because even if you don't add to my peace, I'm just gonna subtract you out, and I'm still gonna have my peace. Like that's the phase I'm in as of right now. Is I'm at peace. I'm grateful. I'm thankful. I look at who I have and who I don't have, and that just makes me maneuver in life so much better. But my motto is always continuous growth. Every time I have a whiteboard in my room, I write down what, people usually set goals as far as like financial and that type of thing, but my goals I set for mindset also.
Mm-hmm.
So when someone want to piss me off, like, okay, somebody make me mad, let me be the bigger person. But the bigger person for me is, why allow a person to make me that angry that I want to get out of character for people I know and don't know? Like, why do I want to give somebody that much power?
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
You
So
don't.
I'm
Because
in
he who controls you, he who angers you controls you.
and don't nan ho control me, okay?
And that's
Clock it.
clock.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so do you feel like you ever dealt with a narcissist, or have you ever been a narcissist?
Both.
So you've been a
Okay.
narcissist.
And that's accountability.
Yeah.
Okay. I never been the type of person to gaslight. Now I found it out in therapy that I don't gaslight. So people will be quick to say, "Oh, you're gaslighting me," but like my therapist say, just because you're vocal about how you feel about something doesn't make you a gaslighter.
Mm-hmm.
That's not it. But you are narcissistic and you are controlling
Mm-hmm.
at times, and the thing is, when you deal with narcissistic people, you recognize it because you won yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I didn't recognize the gaslighting now, like until I went to therapy and my therapist read my messages and all of that. So it's like, well, at least you don't gaslight. This person gaslight, but you're definitely narcissistic also. So then it's like, okay, I gotta change this.
Get it together.
Get it together.
Basically, let me get it together.
Let me get it together. But the realest thing my therapist ever told me, because he was like, you're a controller. Like, you're controlling. And I said, no, I'm not. Like, I let this person do whatever they want to do. They go hang out. They ain't even got to check. Like, I'm not that type of person. But he was like, you are a controller. The moment that you're a controller is when you try to change a person, when a person show you who they are the first time. If a person show you who they are, you either have two options. Either deal with it or walk away.
Right.
But when you trying to change them, you're trying to control the narrative. You're trying to control their character. You're trying to control who they are. So I was like, I don't want to be a controller no more. Like, I want you to show me the real you.
Right.
But I'm going to remove myself gracefully. I don't have to explain why I'm removing myself, because I already see the traits. I see the signs.
Love that.
Clock it.
Clocked it because,
Mm-hmm.
baby, that's so important. And that's
The
why
growth.
I really just wanted to ask, because, it's very important that you know the negative parts of yourself, and you're able to move on from it and not be the same, not be that way. So,
For anybody
I love
that
that.
had me, and you see how my eyes getting watery from just by
it's okay. Let it out. Let it out. Let it
Damn.
all out. With the Evolved Paula in 2024, Spin the Block.
Baby, we don't spin no blocks. Ain't nothing to spin, baby. You better dead end. Ain't no spinning no blocks. You can't come back this route. Now, I would say this, because I was just telling my friends this. I was telling my friend Deidre this earlier. You know when you're completely healed when, if a person wanted to have a conversation with you or speak to you, you don't feel no type of way. I feel like most people are like, oh, they don't deserve to even have a conversation with you. And I feel like if I was to say that could possibly be true. But I just feel like at the end of the day,
It seems like you still like.
It seemed like I
bothered
still
by it.
care and bother, and I'm not. Like, I want you to be happy. I want you to flourish. If you feel like this person is giving you so much more and
It
elevating and
feels so
growing,
good when you get past the hurt.
oh my God, yes. Like, it's like, I want you to be happy. Like, if you feel like this is your happiest journey ever, continue that motherfucking journey. I'm rooting for you.
Why did you say ever? Like, no, but for real, I get what you're saying. But girl, like, I don't know. Like, I really wanted to ask about spinning the block, but I already know you're not spinning the block.
Yeah, I'm definitely not spending on block. And let me tell you, I never had an ex that never tried to come back. But my thing is, I could hold a conversation with you. I can, hey, how you doing? Okay, that's good. Oh, Drake, he's good. Yeah. But when it comes down to anything, when it comes down to being personal, that type of stuff, you don't have any access to that life. And I'm learning to keep, like, even with my boyfriend, I don't have to post him on social media. I don't have to talk about him on social media.
And don't.
He's a very great man. Clock that. Mm-hmm. Engineer. Clock it. Entrepreneur. Clock it. Let me tell you, my man definitely, anything I tell him, if he sends me a text and say noted, just know it's gonna happen. Even when I least suspect it, it's be like, I thought you forgot about it. Like,
love that for you.
I don't have to ask him to do nothing because he does everything. And it's just peaceful, like, and masculine.
Mm-hmm.
Chocolate.
You like laying next to
the masculine. Like, golly. I don't have to feel no boobs or nothing. Like,
okay, wait. Wait a minute. We ain't going that deep. But
we're not going that deep. But let me tell you. Blame it on it.
Clock it. Okay, I got you.
But no, for real. Like,
I got you.
It just, look, I'm all for love, period. Like, that's just me. I'm all for love. But, baby, I ain't never said I ain't like no man. Baby, get a man, a strong man, an independent man, a man that knows how to be a man and lead.
And happy to be one.
And a God-fearing man. Can't forget that. Clock hit.
Mm-hmm. God-fearing.
It works.
Okay, girl. So, since we talking about all that good stuff, what's some red flags? Like, what are the red flags that... I mean, I know it's a lot of red flags out there. But... red flags, that whole thing is trending right now, and everybody talking about red flag this, red flag that.
Yeah.
When you were in the dating phase, because I know you got a man now, but when you were in the dating phase, because I know that you were being careful and mindful of who you accept into your circle, not even circle, but into your space. What were the red flags that you look for? Like,
so... my red flags were a person that doesn't respect my terms and conditions. So my terms and conditions was this. I didn't want to, like, dating. Like, how most people just stay on the phone all day and talk all day and all of that. No, I'm not doing that. That's how you
build that attachment.
That attachment. I didn't want to be attached or obsessed with a person. I wanted to be like, I don't need you to fulfill my loneliness and happiness. Right. So it was just like, at this moment, these are my terms and conditions. If you really F with me, you're going to follow my terms and conditions. And if it's a problem, then you're just not.
Your boundaries.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it was just the simple fact that he respected my boundaries. He never forced anything. He still respect my boundaries. Because I'm still like that to this day. I'm not sitting on the phone talking. I'm not going to sleep on the phone with you on no phone. Like, no, none of that. Like, we can text. We can check on each other, see how each other doing. But it's not mandatory for me to want to know what you're doing all day, every day, 24/7. Because that time I could be doing something useful. Like, figuring out what I want to do with myself. Like, working towards my goals. Make myself busy. Yeah, like, take myself on a date.
In there, like,
depending on you to, cause that's that.
And sometimes it makes you feel like, with that whole falling asleep on the phone, being on the phone, like, you don't know if you're here because you want to be, or you just trying to like see what I'm doing for like all of this time? And then when you feel like you don't have to do that to another person either, that's how you already know like you've elevated and grown as well.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I get that. And I know it's a whole lot of other red flags out there, but a lot of stuff is just common sense, I feel
Yeah.
like. So
And not just jumping into, when you jump out of a relationship into another relationship and you don't give yourself time to heal, you demand that attachment because now you insecure.
you're trying to fill that void.
Yep.
Yeah.
You're trying to do whatever to make you not get into that space, which only hurts you in the end.
So what is a deal breaker?
A deal breaker for me is most definitely cheating. Cheating is a deal breaker for me.
So what about like somebody who don't cheat but they just lie? They're like a compulsive
Oh,
liar.
that's a deal breaker too. Because if you lie to me about just, I don't care if it's small, you
Like
lie to me
stuff that
about
don't even
anything.
make sense.
Exactly. A lot of things is a deal breaker for me because I pay attention to a lot of things, especially like walking into discernment. So it's like, I may not tell you that I know 2 days ago you told me you was doing X, Y, Z, and then today
It's something else.
it's something else.
But you just said.
But you just said,
yeah. Clock that.
Clock it.
We don't forget.
Yeah, we don't.
They be thinking like, oh, I could just say.
No, but that is a deal breaker for me.
Okay, so what do you got planned for the future?
So for the future, I am working on my cosmetic line. Shout out to my man, cause my man been creating my my visuals towards my my packaging and all of that because he's like really good with that and have all the software. So he's been helping me with that. Hiring a chemist, just having a supportive partner. Period is just. It's different, but my future looks like just evolving and being a mom. I love being a mom. So you will see me with another baby.
And a baby.
Okay.
Okay.
Another baby, married. Cause ain't no baby coming without a ring.
Period.
Yeah. That's what my future looks like. It's just being a wife, being a mom, being an entrepreneur, just climbing up the corporate ladder. I feel like that's what my life is looking like until I feel like I can walk away from corporate.
Okay, well.
So what is it looking like with you? Because you said, hold up, we need to bring the smoke. Okay, so since I'm bringing the smoke to you, how do you feel about you coming out of your past relationship and walking into a relationship? Like, what makes this relationship different from your past relationship?
This relationship, I can't get my words out. This relationship, for me, has been way more supportive. That's one of the differences from my past relationship. A lot of people don't. When they see you move forward from something, they instantly think, oh, somebody was doing this, somebody was doing that, or somebody had to, be being disrespectful. Like, no, like sometimes you can just not be happy because you have a desire. You know what I'm saying? And you want to do something and with your life. And sometimes you can be with people who don't understand that. Being in a position of being with somebody who didn't understand that is draining. So moving forward into my current relationship, first of all, we came together not being taken from anybody or dealing with somebody because at the end of the day, whoever's listening, make sure you clock this. How you got them
is how you lose them.
How you gonna lose them. So that's not how my current relationship started. We both were available.
Right.
And being that we're available, and I had somebody that I could explain to my desires, my dreams, the things that I had, that I wanted to do, they supported. And that's like one of the biggest difference, aside from the fact that a lot of stuff that we do is we.
Yep.
We. It's not me. And that's another big difference from my past relationship.
You're getting emotional.
When you are not technically trying to do something for yourself, but you're trying to do it for a unit, and that person not understanding, and it's all about, what about me, me. It's stressful, because I'm not trying to do anything solely for myself. What I'm trying to do is a bigger picture.
Right.
So you're stressing me out and you're not understanding the bigger picture. So when you move forward and you find somebody that understands the bigger picture, it's like a beautiful thing and it's amazing.
And I love seeing it. I do. Because you got you a great man, sis.
I do. And, I love that. I love that for him. I love that for me.
I love that for both of y'all. I would say, like, if anybody know what you've been through, baby.
Yeah.
I do. But.
And we're going to have even more conversations like this to touch bases on this, because that's a whole nother conversation.
It's a whole nother. Oh, we need the men.
Yeah.
To join.
Yeah.
Yeah. Clock it.
Slide it, T. But yeah. If we had more time, we would talk about more things. But I'm going to bring Paula back, y'all. I'm going to bring Paula back to her social hour because we need like 3 hours.
We do.
I ain't even going to lie. So I'm going to have
Baby, we talk all day, okay?
Yeah. So let the people know. I mean, I know like Paula is on social media, but she's very rooted in her privacy. But
yeah,
if they want to follow you, let them know where you at.
Well, you can follow me. Now I'm private, but you could definitely follow me. So on all my social media, Twitter, Instagram is Paula, Paula, the number 2, Nessa, Nessa, and on Facebook, Paula McLeod. You can follow. I don't add people on there now. I just want you to know that I'm very private.
Still on her journey. She's still on her
I'm
journey.
still on my journey. It's like ever since I went private, people went mute. I like to keep it that way. But yeah, follow me.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, this girl, she gotta have a platform of uplifting and inspiring our Black women. She don't know it yet, but she will.
And I do. And if nobody knows, I have a sister circle that I created that started out with only 4 people. It was me, Crystal, another person. We gonna leave some people's name out. But in this sister circle, it has gotten bigger. So now it's like up to 20 women that's in the group, and everyone is active. So the main thing for the group is, whenever you feel like you need that encouragement, that motivation, that inspiration, you can just go to that message, that thread, and stroll. And you'll see you need prayer, you need anyone you can talk to, advice. Like, it's just so many women that's on there. So,
yeah. Hopefully, it might turn into a group on social media, like a group page, and it'll be a sister circle. And I can push her to do her prayer picnic. So
heavy on the prayer picnic.
Yeah. But until next time, thank you all for watching.
I know. And I'm proud of her.
You got something else to say before
I'm proud of you. Yes. I know she tried to wrap up, but let me say what I got to say first. Best friend, I just want you to know that I'm super proud of you. You're so hard on yourself, and I know it's just us as women. We want so much of just want to be great. But I just want you to know that you're already great. And what God already has inside of you is your purpose. Your purpose is nothing you have to go look for. That's something that's within you. So just remember that whatever you want to do in life, whatever your heart desire, God is going to give it to you. With hard work and dedication, He's going to provide that to you. So keep going, keep elevating. Her social hour is going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And before you know it, you're going to be doing this shit live in front of thousands of people that's going to be buying your ticket.
Girl.
Look, we going to speak. When you want something in life, you speak it. You let it roll off your tongue. Oh, my God, I'm getting emotional.
Life and death is in the power of the tongue.
It is.
Shall eat the fruit thereof. I know that already, baby.
You do.
So speak that to me, because sometimes we forget.
We definitely forget. And I just want you to know that you're the strongest person I ever know. You're there for everybody. And that's why I'm forever going to be in your corner. Anthony always going to be in your corner. And your man most definitely going to be in your corner. But I'm just so proud of you. Everything that you say you want in life, you did it. When you say you want to take your social media shit serious, when you was in a situation that wouldn't allow you to grow and you removed that cancer out of your life, what God did, he been elevating you ever since. And he going to continue to elevate you. It's only going to get bigger and better from here. So when you just feel like you're not doing enough, just look at how far you got. Look at her social hour. You done brought your notepad into reality. Who you don't do that? My best friend. Clock it.
Thank you, girl. Got me over here.
But I love you. And
I love you too, girl.
Oh my God. Okay. Come on, eyelashes. No, I just did these clusters.
Make sure you follow her social hour.
Follow.
On Instagram and YouTube. I wanted to say one thing, but I'm gonna do it in a second. Yeah. She done got me emotional and stuff, but make sure y'all follow us. Follow us, support us. And when I have the guests on the show, if y'all have anything y'all want to ask them, y'all can always email her social HR instead of our, it's hr@gmail.com.
Yes. Follow.
That's
support.
And we're going to cheers to That's a Wrap.
That's a wrap.